hydrodistension requires that a pressurized stream of irrigation fluid be directed at the ureteral orifice. This helps to better define the site of impingement of the needle into the submucosa of the ureter. Instrumentation is critically important. It's important to use a cystoscope of adequate size. So it's important to position patients in a way that allows their thighs, the upper legs, to be completely flat. What that does, if you look down over here, it allows you to bring the cystoscope over the leg while viewing the contralateral ureter. And that's very helpful for ureters that are laterally displaced. If patients are in stirrups that are high, they'll be hindering from the inner thigh, and the cystoscope will not be able to be deflected laterally. So this position is very helpful in an older child to put them in very low stirrups, whereas in a younger child we just use rolls under the legs and keep the thighs flat. Okay, so right now I'm hydrodistending the left ureteral orifice by directing a pressurized stream of irrigation fluid at the ureter, and it opens up, but not to the point where you can see into the tunnel. So this would be classified as an H1 ureter, and it has grade 3 reflux associated with it. Most H1 ureters are associated with lower grades of reflux. The contralateral non-refluxing ureter is being hydrodistended now. And in this case, I could see into the tunnel just a little bit more, and this would be classified as an H2 ureter. Now, hydrodistension will depend a lot on the degree of bladder filling. So when hydrodistending, the bladder should be made to be fairly empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty the bladder at this point, and then we're going to re-hydrodistend the ureters in order to grade them. Okay, so the bladder is now empty. And I'm going to look at the left refluxing ureter. Again, this ureter is associated with grade 3 reflux. And now I'm just directing it now. You can see just a little bit inside the tunnel now. So this would be classified as a grade 2 ureter, and it's very similar to the contralateral ureter, which is also grade 2. There we go. So it's grade 2. And what's important to do is sometimes the ureter will be actively peristalsing. If that's the case, it will be difficult to grade the ureter, so you have to sit and wait for peristalsis to be completed. The needle is placed within the submucosa of the more proximal ureteral floor. And now I'm injecting slowly, and already you can see that the tunnel is rising up. And hopefully, with further injection, this injection bleb will go more distally. And it's possible that only one injection site will be necessary. The vast majority will require 2 injection sites, a more proximal and then a distal injection, to get total ureteric coaptation. So this one you can see after the initial injection that the entire tunnel is closed. So I'm going to hydrodistend this ureter that was at H2. You can still see into the ureter a little bit. So I'm going to do a second injection now. It's going to go on the floor more distally. It's still intraluminally. Okay, so the needle is now impinged. And we'll go ahead and inject slowly. And we'll need another deflux vial here. Just pulling it out very slightly. Okay, let's go ahead and change this. So here's the second hit, and it's going to go distally in the submucosa. And injecting it slowly. You can see that the ureteral orifice is rising up, and it'll make one complete bleb. And hopefully the ureter will be on the top. So now, after a second injection, you can see the ureter is now higher up. The tunnel is also closed. And now I'm going to go ahead and hydrodistend it again, showing that it really does not move. And this is considered to be an H0 ureter. Now the other thing that sometimes is helpful is to just check the turgor of the tissue by using the needle and touching it to see if it's still floppy. If the ureter can be pushed all the way down, it may need to be bulked up more to make it tight, white, and shiny. And in this case, I'm going to do the third injection site, which is a sting. I'm going below the ureter, and I'm going to place it superficially. and inject further. See if I can raise that ureter up just a bit more. Again, very superficial. There we go. Now you can see as I inject, we're getting a light reflex off of the tissue. That is an indication that the tissue is under appropriate tension, making it, again, tight, white, and shiny. That would be a good example of that. I'll pull the needle out. Now we can see the bleb is all pretty well distributed around the ureteral orifice, which is at the top of the bleb, and the tunnel is likewise closed. Okay, and that took a total of 1.5 cc's.